Hi dear children, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss the last section of the chapter real numbers, that is revisiting rational numbers and their decimal expansion. In that section we have three theorems. The first theorem is, let capital X be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Capital X be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates, then X can be expressed in the form P by Q. Since it is rational number, we can express X in the form P by Q, where P and Q are coprimes. P and Q are coprimes means there is no common factor for P and Q other than 1. Okay, that is the meaning of P and Q are coprime. And the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers. That means X is a rational number. Since it is a rational number, we can express this X in the form P by Q. And there is one speciality for this P and Q, that is this P and Q, they are coprimes. There is no common factor for P and Q other than 1. Now, if the expansion of this X terminates, then the denominator, that is our Q, that is of the form, the prime factorization of Q, that is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers. For that means the value of n and m, they are greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So, in short, if you have a rational number and the decimal expansion of that rational number terminates, then the denominator of that rational number in the smallest form, okay, in the smallest form, the denominator of that rational number, that is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Now, the second theorem, it says that let X is equal to P by Q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Okay, the Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then X has a decimal expansion which terminates. Okay, X is a rational number. And that X, since it is a rational number, we can find a P by Q from corresponding to that X. Here we need to consider the smallest form. Okay, very smallest form, P by Q. If you have any common factors for P and Q, just cancel it and consider the smallest form. X is equal to P by Q. That is our smallest form. Then, suppose the Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. That means there is no prime factors in the prime factorization of Q other than this 2 and 5. Then, this is the very important part. Then X has a decimal expansion which terminates. If Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we can say that the the decimal expansion corresponding to that X which terminates. Okay. So, if you want to check whether the decimal expansion corresponding to a given number terminates, if you want to check whether the decimal expansion corresponding to a given number terminates, you need to find out the prime factorization corresponding to the numerator and denominator first. Okay, X will be given, that is of the form P by Q, and if you want to check whether that X, the decimal expansion corresponding to that X terminates or not, the first step, you need to find out the prime factorization of P and Q. And if there any common factor, just cancel it and consider the very smallest form. And check whether you are no need to bother about the numerator. check whether the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n or 5 raised to n. If it is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to n, then we can conclude that our x, for x, the decimal expansion terminates. The decimal expansion corresponding to x terminates. Now the third theorem, it says that x is equal to p by q be a rational number. Okay, here also our x is a rational number. So we can find a p by q representation corresponding to x, such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form. Okay, very important. Q is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Okay, 2 raised to n. Q, the prime factorization of q, that contains some other prime factors also. Okay, that is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Then we can say that the decimal expansion corresponding to x, which is non-terminating repeating, that means recurring. Okay, if q is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we can say that the decimal expansion corresponding to our x, which is non-terminating repeating, that means that is recurring. So terminating decimal expansion we will get if q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. And if q is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we will have non-terminating repeating decimal expansion corresponding to our rational number. Now, suppose one rational number is given. Suppose one rational number is given and we need to find out the decimal expansion corresponding to that rational number. We need to find out the decimal expansion corresponding to the rational number. How can we find out the decimal expansion corresponding to a given rational number? Example, x is equal to 3 by 8. Okay, this is our rational number. And we need to find out the decimal expansion corresponding to this rational number. So I'm going to do that. First step, we need to factorize numerator and denominator. Okay, the numerator is 3 and we know that 3 itself is a prime number. So no need to do the factorization and all. And this 8 we can write it as 2q. 8 is equal to 2q. Okay. Now, just tell me whether the decimal expansion corresponding to this x terminates or not. Whether the decimal expansion corresponding to the x terminates or not. Okay, we will check that first. Suppose this is equal to p by q. Then the value of p is 3 and the value of q is 2 raised to 3, right? There is no common factor for p and q. That means they are cop, right? Now, if you want to say the decimal expansion corresponding to this x is equal to 3 by 8 terminates, we need to check the prime factorization of q. What is our theorem says? If q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we can say that our x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Now just check this. Here we have 2 raised to 3 and thus you can write it as 5 raised to 0. No problem. 5 raised to 0 is 1. Or other than this 2 and 5, we don't have any common any prime factor for this q. Okay. So just check, is there any prime factor other than this 2 and 5 for your q? Here, other than this 2 and 5, there is no prime factor in the prime factorization of q. So we can say that the decimal expansion corresponding to this x terminates. Okay. Now if you want to find out the value of n and m, here n is equal to 3 but because n is the power of 2, that is 3, and m, that is equal to 0 because this we can write it as 5 raised to 0. 5 raised to 0 is 1. So m is equal to 0. So by using our theorem, we concluded that corresponding to this x is equal to 3 by 2 we have a decimal expansion which terminates. Now we need to find out that decimal expansion. Okay, now just listen. If you want to find out the decimal expansion corresponding to a given rational number, just look at your denominator. Here we have 2 raised to 3. And what we will do is, we will multiply a 5 raised to 3 in numerator and denominator. 5 raised to 3 in numerator and denominator. Okay. If you have 2, we need to get one 5 also. In the prime factorization of that, we need to get one 5 also. And here the power of 2 is 3. That's why we took 5 raised to 3. Now this is equal to 3 into 5 cube is 125 divided by 2 cube into 5 cube we got. That we can write it as 2 into 5 all cube. Okay, 2 into 5 all cube. And this is equal to 3 into 125, that is 375 divided by 2 into 5, that we know 10 cube. This is equal to 375 divided by 1 and 3 zeros. Okay, what is this? 0.375. So the decimal expansion corresponding to the x is that is equal to 0.375. Okay, if we have 10 powers in denominator, then we can easily find out the decimal expansion. That's so our aim is to create 10 power in denominator. Okay, here we got 2 cube and now our aim is to create 10 power. So if you want to get 10 in denominator, we need to get 2 and 5. Okay, and the power should be same, then only we can take 2 and 5 together. Okay, that's why I multiplied numerator and denominator by 5 raised to 3. Okay, one more example we will discuss, that is x is equal to 7 by 80. X is equal to 7 by 80. If you do the prime factorization corresponding to this, the prime factorization corresponding to 7 is 7 itself, and the prime factorization corresponding to 80, that is 2 raised to 4 into 5. 2 raised to 4 into 5. Now, if you compare it with p by q, the p is equal to 7 and q is equal to 2 raised to 4 into 5. There is no common factor for this p and q, that means they are co-prime. Okay. Now, our q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Okay, what is the value of n? Just compare the power of 2, we will get n is equal to 4 and m is equal to 1. Right? Since q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, by using our theorem, we can say that the corresponding to those rational number 7 by 80, we have a decimal expansion which terminates. Since q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, we can say that the decimal expansion corresponding to this number is terminates. Okay. So, now our aim is to find out the decimal expansion corresponding to this number. As I said, no need to bother about the numerator. Just consider your denominator, and in denominator I need to get that denominator completely, I need to convert it into 10 raised to something. Okay, that denominator completely I need to convert into 10 raised to something. Okay, here we have 2 raised to 4 and here we have 5. Anyway, the power of 2 and 5, here they are not equal. So, first step, we need to make the power of 2 and 5 same. We need to make the power of 2 and 5 same. So, here already we have 5 raised to 1 and we need to make it into 5 raised to 4. What we want to do? Okay. For that, we need to multiply numerator and denominator by 5 cube. Just multiply numerator and denominator by 5 cube. And this is equal to 7 into 5 cube divided by 2 raised to 4 into a raised to m into a raised to n. A raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. A raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. So 5 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 3 is 5 raised to 1 plus 3, that is 5 raised to 4. Now just look at your denominator. We got 2 and 5 and the power of the 2 and 5, they are equal. That means we can write it as 2 into 5 all raised to 4. Okay, we can write it as 2 into 5 all raised to 4. Okay, 2 into 5 all raised to 4, that we can also write it as 7 into 5 cube, we will get it as 875 divided by 10 raised to 4. And this is equal to, we need to put that decimal point from right after 4 places. Okay, 5, 7, 8. We have only 3 places. We need to put that decimal point after 4 places. So we will put 1 0 and point. So the decimal expansion corresponding to this number is 0.0875. So if one rational number is given in the form p by q, we can find out the decimal expansion. Suppose one decimal expansion is given. Suppose one decimal expansion is given, and if you want to find out the p by q form, how can you do it? Okay, the same number I am going to do 0.0875. Okay, so here x is equal to 0.0875. We have the decimal expansion and we need to find out the p by q form. And thus we can write it as 875 divided by, right? Or we can write it as 875 divided by 10 raised to 4. Now in next step, we need to find out the smallest form. Okay, we need to find out the smallest form. For that, you need to factorize this numerator and denominator. You need to find out the prime factorization corresponding to this numerator and denominator. And that prime factorization corresponding to 875, that is 7 into 5 cube. Okay, divided by this, we can write it as 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4. So the first step, we can write any decimal expansion in this form. After that, factorize your numerator and denominator. And if there is any common factor, cancel it. 5 cube is common, so we can cancel it. So 7 divided by 2 raised to 4 into 5 we will get. This is the smallest form corresponding to our 0.0875. So if the decimal expansion is given, then we can find out the p by q form. If p by q form is given, then we can find out the decimal expansion. And if you want to find out the decimal expansion, just use that theorem and check whether q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. If q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we can confirm that our decimal expansion is terminates. Okay.